to me. Jokers to the right, here I am stuck in the middle with you. Yes,
What's up, Degenerate Nation? Welcome to Stuck with Collin, the inaugural episode. I'm Stucky. With me, as always, is Collin Wilson. He's stuck with me. I'm stuck with him. We're all stuck inside, so you're stuck with us. What's going on, Collin?
Yeah, I really kind of feel like I'm stuck with you too, right? You're stuck with me and my ranting about the most stupidest stats, like the stuff I dig up on UMass. Like, you have to listen to me and then say, no, this is a simple cap. You're just going way too deep on this Army team. So yeah, we're kind of both stuck with each other but
I want to start with, I hope everyone is staying safe out there, and we're just going to try to bring you, a little each night that we do this. We'll try to do this as much as we can while we're all locked down, try to bring some a break in your day. There's going to become a saturation point where everyone's stuck inside and they can't take any more coronavirus coverage, right? It's like you got to stay inside and you have to avoid people. But there's only so many times. Look, after 9/11, people were so depressed that the Food Network had everyone they didn't want to watch the news anymore. So the Food Network said, all right, we need to appeal to a more general audience. And they created shows such as Iron Chef and Chopped, a lot of shows that are still popular today. So people are going to gravitate. They're just needing a break in their day. So we can try and help fill some of that void. But speaking of coronavirus, not to go into it too much, but it is top of mind, obviously, right now. You got a scary email just today, right?
Yeah, I got an email. We did our college basketball conference tournament preview. I was in a ski lodge up in Winter Park, Colorado, and I skied over the weekend. Skied Monday, and then came home Monday night. And the governor of Colorado declared a state of emergency. I think the word that was on the street is that 14 Australians had just landed, and they were skiing at Vail. And, they found out they had coronavirus, all 14 of them. And next thing you know, everything is completely shut down. Now, I flew in washing my hands, knowing that this was at least in Seattle. You and I both know that I have a very close friend that's up in Seattle, and I know what the environment is up there. And so I was washing my hands, not touching my face, doing everything completely right. And by the time I got back to Denver Airport International to head back home, the world had just changed over a matter of 4 or 5 days right after we did our conference tournament preview. And now I'm looking around in the airport and thinking, this is on surfaces. This is in the air. I'm going to get my sons the second that I land. I have no way to test myself. I hear people feel fine when they get this and they don't even know that they have it. Does it really affect kids that much or not at all? Or does it affect them? Can I go see my grandma when I land? So I'm 6-7 days from being in the, Denver airport, where obviously people flew in. There's a guy that flew into the Tulsa International Airport that had corona. So how do I know that I have it? I mean, we see Idris Elba just come out and say that he has it, but he's not showing any symptoms. So I don't have any symptoms whatsoever. I feel great, but that doesn't mean that I'm not carrying it. And I think we're doing, the right thing. And it's a very real thing for me. Like I'm hoping that my temperature just doesn't fly up to 103 at any moment. I'm hoping I've had my kids for 5 days. I'm hoping they don't come down with it, or maybe they have it and I don't know it. But I mean, things are very real. I mean, I think people need a break from what's going on in their lives. I mean, personally, my sons aren't going back to school for 3 weeks. They're going to, where are they going? They're going to go to my house and they're going to go to mom's house. There's no sports on TV. There's video games for us. There's, online poker. I downloaded MLB The Show. We can watch every movie alive. I can run through everything. But, I'm out in the backyard today, chipping and putting and working on my short game. I mean, I don't want to burn the tread off the tire, but this quarantine stuff is a real deal. And hopefully we can provide somebody or some people out there something different, some variety.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a high chance of getting it. I was in New York last week, flew up to New York. Yep. We filmed a video in Times Square right before all this there was reported cases in New York. And then my girl, up until Kentucky shut down all bars and restaurants yesterday, which I think was the right move, but she was going to work. If she gets it, I get it. And I mean, so hopefully I'm asymptomatic. I have no symptoms. And we are avoiding family or avoiding going in public or any. I mean, I just don't leave the house.
And in the same sense as you, in the
Yeah.
same sense as you, I'm dating a realtor, right? And I mean, how many handshakes and being in everybody's presence does a realtor do? So both you and I are involved with people in our personal lives that are very customer facing type roles.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's scary. And to think all this came from, probably have a couple rants, but all this came potentially from someone eating a bat. These fucking wet markets in Asia where they're selling these wild animals. Look, I'm anti-zoo. Like, I know that I used to go to, the zoo when I was a kid, and I used to enjoy it, and it's a great place to take your kids, but it's torture to a lot of those wild animals. It's sad to see. So, but think about, some of the zoos out there actually do take good care of them. These wild animals that are in little cages, and they kill them on the spot, and for food throughout Asia. You go to Bangkok, go all throughout China. To think that that's the cause of this, it's really scary.
It's not going to stop, though. I mean, there's a really good TED talk out there about how this came about and how these coronas come about and how Ebola came about. It's like the deeper we go into these unmarked territories in Asia and these exotic species that we've never dealt with before, the more of these outbreaks there's going to be. And we're only as strong in our health throughout the entire world as our, it's you think about the Congo, they weren't able to take care of themselves with Ebola, and we were lucky that there was an outbreak outside of that region. And it's the same thing with coronavirus. It's you start messing around with species and you don't have a way to contain it. And this is how far it gotten. And it just shows how broken we are as just as a supply chain of getting everybody prepared. Is a complete failure, and something that has to be reviewed and has to be remedied, because this isn't going to stop. These outbreaks are going to continue.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, and I wish that. Look, there's so many people. Look, you saw the market today go down 3,000 points. Even though the Fed dropped rates to 0%, how does that help? Maybe it helps mortgage rates a little bit if you want to refinance, but really, what that probably helps is a bridge for payroll for companies out there that want to take out a loan, and they can just pay their employees while everything is shut down. But it's really sad to see. There's a reason the market is tanking. Look around. There's many people aren't going to work, right? I mean, the service industry is completely shut down. It's sad to see. So hang in there, and hopefully we can find a way to provide relief. This is a betting company. We are bettors. So each day we're going to have a bet. The loser will have to donate to a charity of the loser's choice. Hopefully we can cater it towards helping out those in our communities that are suffering. So let's do $50 right now. Best of 3, rock, paper, scissors. Start it off easy.
All right,
Ready?
we're going to go right on 3.
Yep.
All right.
Wait. We'll do rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Okay.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Well, you're not even
Did
showing
you
it
see
on
me?
camera. You're not even showing it on camera.
You beat me. I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
I'll take the 1-0.
I didn't come up here with a fucking paper. I'm an honest man. All right. I got to
It's
show
the most
you.
gambling I've had in days. I need this.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I couldn't see you again. All right. We're tied.
1-1. I'm not lying to you. Hold on.
But now the psychology comes, because I've hit rock twice, right? All right. Here we go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah.
Stuck comes back. Down 0-1. What are we donating to?
I don't know. I'm gonna look around for something that.
All right.
Normally I would say for Michael J. Fox, but I'm gonna look for something that'll help the community. So we'll do that each day. But let's get a little lighter. What did you last 24 hours? What did you watch? You said you practiced a short game, but you watched Westworld world premiere. I did not. Yeah. I watched Curb on DVR. I watched some more Succession. I'm really getting into that. It was slow the first couple episodes, but usually a lot of good shows are. And once you get the characters, I think it's gonna be really good. I'm only like 5 episodes in.
Yeah.
So what did you watch the last 24 hours?
Yeah, so Westworld is a big one for me. The season premiere won't give anything away.
Is it good though?
It's good, but Westworld's always like this. You see the first couple episodes, and you're like, okay, where are we going? Because I have no clue where we're going. We just know it's a fun ride. Obviously, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver is like my most favorite thing that's on TV, and it seems like I get a real direct tap into the real news. I get more news and more truth out of that show than I do out of flipping channels between some of the news networks. But besides that, and I really try to keep this off Twitter, and sometimes I can't. I watch 2 hours of 90 Day Fiance every Sunday night, and it is the most outrageous, stupidest. I will
I've
never
seen you
probably
tweet about
watch
that.
Bachelor.
What is this?
So 90 Day Fiance is on TLC, and what it is you get you get a girlfriend on the internet from some whatever site, but they live in some remote place of the world. Like there's a woman dating a guy in Nigeria. There's a guy dating, I think, an escort in the Ukraine. It could be anywhere, but it's outside the country. And before the 90 days is their dating process. And then the 90 days is when you actually have a K-1 visa approved, and you have them come over to the States and they live with you for 90 days. And if you don't get married to them within the 90 days, they've got to go back home. So now the rules are that's a K-1 visa. Once you marry them, you're responsible for them financially for the rest of their lives. Relationship doesn't work out, doesn't matter. You're responsible for them financially. They go in bankruptcy, you're in bankruptcy. So that's how big it is. That's what the K-1 visa is. And so if you find love online, this is the process. You have to apply at the embassy. They will give you a K-1 visa. Not all of them are approved, especially these days. They're being shot down like crazy. And you get 90 days when you're in the United States to make a decision whether you're going to get married. So the relationships deal with all the things that we deal with here. Like, there's jealousy, there's what are you doing when we're not on the phone? Or, I'm checking out your Instagram and your Snapchat and all that. But these are just people that, did you really have to look all the way around the world to find a significant other? And how do you really know you love this person after just some random chat sessions? Like there are people that haven't even seen each other on FaceTime. There are people in relationships that have just literally been in a chat room. So I would have to give the producers of this show an A+. To be able to make this a reality show is way better than The Bachelor. That shit with The Bachelor, everything that comes out of those people's mouths is faking for the camera. These people on 90 Day Fiance, there's a woman that completely switched, Ohio girl, gymnast, completely switched to be Muslim and to go live in Syria with this guy that she met who posed as just some guy that practices the Muslim religion in Florida. Well, it turns out he lives in Syria, like in the middle of a war. And she dropped everything and adopted his religion and moved over there. And it's really, I'm not saying that it's all completely real. It's been known to ad lib a few things. It's a production value, but still, I like that show better than Bachelor any days. I would say get into it, but
the parallels to this to today is like how is a relationship going to work? People are talking about like people having nothing to do, so birth rates are going to go up, and in 9 months we're going to have a bunch of babies. They're calling them, I think, the Coronials, which is a pretty funny name. But there's actually, on the flip side of that, in China, they're starting to see like the amount of divorces being filed go way up. Because think about, sometimes the people have a relationship that's based on them being busy all the time, and then their wife is busy, and then they're kind of have lives that are silent and they don't spend much time together. And now in lockdown, it's like, oh, I got to spend every minute with this person. And you find out if you do really like them. So that's where I think the parallels are for today. I'm going to have to check out that show. We had nothing but time.
I wish you could bet on it. God, I'd love to bet on 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah. Speaking of betting, I think everything's eventually going to get shut down. There's still some soccer going on. The KHL, I don't know if that got shut down. Horse racing's up in the air. Keelan just shut down everything. I bet today, and I'm talking peanuts. I put on Judd Trump plus 300 to win the World Championship snooker, which is in April. And when I say peanuts, I bet literal peanuts, like dollars, like not much at all. I just did it because I needed a sense of normalcy. I was looking at it as a joke. I just wanted to place a bet and hit submit. But you're going to probably have some NFL betting action with people getting the itch, hearing the news. And I hate these people that are saying this is insensitive to do free agency. Look, no one's getting hurt by it. We're allowed to have some break from the coronavirus and just get some news about the NFL. No one's going and meeting in groups for this. But Hopkins, the big news today. Go ahead.
Schefter was a little spicy on SportsCenter last night about how we're taking doctors and hospital beds and hospital time away from these free agents that land in these cities and have to go get a physical. And I don't know. I kind of agree with you. Like, we have to have an outlet. It's okay to do your job. It's okay to talk about, it's okay for you and I to do our job. It's okay for us to talk about sports and bet on it because that's our job. Right. Yeah. I don't think people should be so critical of free agency still happening.
Yep. Yeah, completely agree. All right, let's do some show and tell. Every day, you can bring anything you want in your house as long as the story. I'm going to bring something practical today, just because I know people need to fill up their time. This is a book I'm reading right now. It's called The Mastermind. It's about Paul LaRue's like a criminal mastermind. He runs a true story, nonfiction. It's pretty much all I read. He runs a sprawling enterprise that spans the globe, and a lot of his money came from selling pills or online pharmacies. Like any online pharmacy you went, it probably tracked back to him. And then he got into a bunch of other stuff, drugs and arms, and it's about his whole organization. Very well written. And then I bought this one, just came, Say Nothing, from someone that I'll let you go look it up, see if it's nonfiction. If someone that I really trust with book recommendations, who's usually spot on, told me to get this. So I haven't read it yet. We'll see. What do you got?
I've got a book, The Art of Fielding. So The Art of Fielding by Chad Harbach. It's an old one. I read this in 2012. It was one of my most favorite books I've ever read, and I've cracked it open again because A, it's baseball. B, I think it deserves a little pub. It's about a really small school that's essentially up on like I-94 on Lake Michigan, and there's just things going on with the team. I think it's a really deep psychological look into playing baseball, especially at their level, when you know that there's nothing going past this level. And when you're 22 years old, things are about to change a lot, especially when you got out of college and you realize that baseball is not going to be your future. You got to completely do a U-turn and figure out what your future in your life is going to be. And every single character in the book has a major crescendo at the end. The buildup on all five of them, reading the details, it is very much worth reading. It's a little bit of baseball. It's psychology. It's perfect for, somebody that's missing the MLB season right now.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, in that same genre, this is kind of similar to that. And it's Where Nobody Knows Your Name by John Feinstein. And it's about all the people playing minor league baseball. And it's trying to reach their dreams, and most of them won't. And you're making nothing, like
Right.
nothing. And you're trying to chase that dream. And then eventually, if you don't achieve it, whether it's through injury or you just never got your shot or you weren't good enough, and then all of a sudden you're starting over and you realize that it's well written. There's a lot of people out there playing minor league baseball that no one ever learns their name. Not everyone can be Mike Trout, but a lot of people have the same dream.
Yeah, there's plenty of 23, 24-year-olds who played for the Salt Lake Bees with Mike Trout, and they had to come up with contingency plans about what they're going to do with their life, because you're old at 24. You're in minor league baseball at 24, you're a dinosaur.
Yeah, and you probably don't have anything saved, and yeah, you're basically trying to start over. But yeah, this is really well written. All right, cool. I think that we'll end it there. Hopefully we provide some a break from your day. Hang in there, everyone.
Can we get a bet in? Let's get a bet in.
Yeah. What do you want to bet?
All right, so there's a shop out there that is offering Gronkowski odds. Rob Gronkowski, who is signed with the WWE. There is a shop out there that is listing his.
So as of now,
opponent.
this is still on for this WWE is still
WrestleMania is still on as of right now. I don't know how, but basically the Hillsborough, the county that Tampa is in, they have to shut it down. Vince McMahon's not going to shut it down. This is the crown jewel of everything that is his life. They're doing Monday Night Raw tonight with no crowd whatsoever. Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to be there drinking beer in the ring by himself. I'm not sure how that works. All their shows are being done in a little empty arena. And I don't know how they're going to pull this off, because they haven't called it quits. And the county that Tampa's in has told them, that hasn't given them told them that we're taking this away from you and this has to be canceled. Even with the CDC's recommendation today, and the president coming out today saying, no more groups of more than 10 for 8 weeks, this thing still isn't canceled. So that being said, there are props out there for Gronk and the first person he's going to fight. It's obviously got to be a bad guy. It's got to be somebody that generates a lot of buzz, somebody that the crowd really hates if we ever get crowds again. Just something that's going to get major reaction, especially on social media. There's a 9-1 on Baron Corbin, King Baron Corbin. Real asshole stuck. I mean, you just watch 3 minutes of this guy and you think, man, this guy is a real asshole, which means he's really good at his job. It's actually a compliment because he's really good at being a heel. Gronk fights King Corbin 9-1. Best odds you're going to get on. And the WWE loves Corbin. They love Baron Corbin. They like to use him in high spots, especially like this, especially to get somebody over, like a Tyson Fury or just somebody that's walking through the door. This is a perfect spot, and 9-1 is great odds on that.
Is he kind of like there was a wrestler? I went down this YouTube wormhole the other day, and I found this wrestler from like back in the day. He was known as like, oh man, you'll probably know if I explain it. He was known as like, he would have a robe, and he was known as like really handsome and like had like a nice body. Rick Rude, yeah, he was a good heel. This is a guy that's kind of like that, not the same exact character, but
yeah, this guy draws more heat, like Rick Rude. Rick Rude drew a lot because he would come out and he would show his body and twist his hips, and he would call
the people in the crowd like fat.
Yeah. So Corbin gets that kind of reaction from the fans. He is that detested, which means he's excellent at his job. He is a perfect first candidate for Gronk to lay a punch on.
Interesting. All right, so go check out that. Also, go to actionnetwork.com/sadness. Just enter. It's a free pool to enter. Free shot at $1,000. We're going to simulate the bracket. We'll assign teams. It doesn't matter what team you get because it's whoever covers moves on. The bracket was created by me based on my power ratings. The responses to Darren Ravel tweeting out this bracket are stunning to me. Number one, you don't understand what power ratings are and what a power ratings bracket is. This is not a committee bracket. It's why Michigan State's a 1 seed and Dayton is not. It's why San Diego State's a 3 seed, Michigan State's a 1 seed. It's basically just based on who's favored over who. Doesn't matter. The body of work doesn't matter. I know the general public doesn't understand power ratings and the difference between perception and who the team name recognition and AP poll rankings. You deal with this too in college football.
Yep, absolutely.
But look, I get it. The public doesn't understand that. But what are you yelling about in times like this? It's a free bracket for a free shot at $1,000. It doesn't matter. It's fake. It's literally, I could put the 30, I could have put the 68 worst teams in the country in there. And that could have been the bracket. It's a simulated fake thing to give someone a free shot at $1,000. That's it. But it's based on power ratings. It's based on who would be favored over who, essentially. The real best teams, not actual resumes and wins. And that's why Michigan State, who would probably be favored over every single team in the country on a neutral court except Kansas right now, if we were still playing, is a number 1 seed. I have them as the second best team in the country. So, yeah, I get it. If they played and the committee actually seeded them, they wouldn't be a 1 seed because they lost 9 games and they struggled midway through the year. But look at their talent. Look how they came out at the end of the year. That's how power ratings work. So that's my rant. We'll leave it there.
No, I'm getting my same set of shit. I'm getting my same set of shit. I saw those responses. I'm getting the same thing because college football odds week 1 at a high limit of $50 and $100 came out. And
are you going to go Alabama USC right now?
Alabama's two TDs favorites over USC, and that is ridiculous. That is a bullshit line. Listen, here's what happened. A book took another set of power ratings and posted them as our actual lines. I'm telling everybody right now, take USC down to a touchdown. And it's already happened. There's one book that's already starting to get hit pretty hard. But, yeah, USC, 2 touchdowns against Alabama, take it. But I'm already taking crap from people about our PRs. And you know what? I got some writing to do. I got some pieces coming out. And I look forward to everybody reading the reason why USC should be taken serious.
Yep. I can't wait for that game because I've seen some polarizing views on that line. I saw you have some side bets out there. So hopefully we have sports back by then. That is the hope. So stay safe out there. Don't be dumb. And we'll get through this together. And hopefully we can periodically bring you some entertainment and a break from your day. So thanks for watching Stuck with Collin. And we'll catch y'all later. Cheers.
Peace out.
To the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in